Happy Recovery Sunday, everybody here. We're back at it here. We got some NCAA Men's Slate. We'll pop into NHL again, some NBA. I'm sure we got some stuff. Scott has a big vent to do at the beginning of the show. We're going to find out exactly what that's about here in just a few minutes. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, and let's get at it. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Lock It In on the Rec Room Sports Hub. My name is Tanner Dawson. Of course, joining me is Scott Cobe and Alan Perales. Guys, what's up?
I'm enjoying what little of Hawaii I saw last night.
Yeah, little of Hawaii is correct here. We had some weird days yesterday, or weird times yesterday. A lot of second half failures is what I will call it. Second half failures for teams that were up by more than 10 points. So, but it is what it is, I guess. It's just in the end. But now we continue on, and it's Sunday. It's a new day, and we're here to give you our best bets that we like here throughout the sports world. So, but before we get into betting, Scott says he has a rant, and I don't know who it's at. I don't know who it's after. I don't know why, because I really hope it's something cool, and I'm interested. So, well, I let my dog out. Scott, take it away.
So, did anybody watch the Arizona BYU game last night out there? I hope you didn't put any money on the game last night and pick Arizona money line, because you're highly, highly upset at Stripes right now. That foul they called with 2.6 seconds left, not even close to a foul, was from the outside referee last night, not even the guy under on the baseline. I think the guy had money on it last night, but I mean, come on now. You're not there to see the officials. It was a great game last night. BYU Arizona came down to the last game, and the officials just handed BYU the game. I watched the replay 4 times this morning. Where's the foul? Where is the foul? It's not even close to being a foul. The guy flopped, basically, looking for a call, and he got it. And that cost people a lot of money. I know a couple of people had Arizona. I did not have Arizona last night, thank God. I would have been throwing things at the TV last night.
Any of that game.
That was utterly ridiculous. The guy was straight up on defense, did not even touch him. The guy flopped, and the foul's called from the outside official. You guys gotta clean this up. There's too many times these officials are calling fouls down the end of the games that they're not fouls. So, and that wasn't even close to being a foul. It was, you could see space in between. So,
see, ladies and gentlemen, referees do blow all the sports, not just Chiefs.
Just not in Kansas City.
Just not Kansas City, okay? Calm down. Calm down, okay?
Most of them congregate to Kansas City, but they blow calls all over.
Listen, I'm tired of hearing the KC officials, but last night's BYU Arizona game, that was not even close to a foul. I don't know what those guys were looking at, that one guy, not all the guys. One guy on the outside called a foul. Don't know what he was looking at.
It's always that one guy, right? The one oddball out of the entire crew that just kind of has to ruin it.
Yeah, if the baseline guy's not calling a foul, why would you even call a foul? The baseline guy was literally 2 feet from the play. Did not call a foul. I don't know what he saw, but it's too bad in a way, because Arizona did not deserve it.
This made me realize this is going to be the first season of baseball we're going to have for a while that does not involve Angel Hernandez. Thank God.
Or Joe West.
Yeah. Joe West, yeah.
Yeah, what that loss did last night was cost Arizona probably going from a 3 seed probably down to a 4 or a 5, because you lose the game. And now you're talking about NCAA tournament. Now you're talking about a lot of stuff on the line for them. So it's too bad. It's too bad.
No BYU at 10, I'll tell you that much though.
Yeah, I agree. But
so yeah, no, that's fair. It's fair. It's always So is that. What's up, Derpy? Back at it. No
Hey,
more
Derpy.
football. It's more. She's so grateful. And then seeing Chiefs.
Great. Yeah, Eagles fans are definitely ungrateful. Most of them are.
Derpy, the
What you guys
combine.
wanted. It's what you guys all wanted. You wanted the Eagles to win. There you go.
I did.
I know
didn't.
you didn't.
I didn't.
Where you did.
I know these people. I know how crazy they were gonna get.
I'm just talking about everybody else in general. That's what they wanted to see. So there you go. Go see a city destroyed. Go see a bunch of
fun fact. There's a lady that I don't know if you guys heard this. She's divorcing her husband because he booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. I'm like, really?
I would rather.
That's the world we've come to nowadays.
I like to see history being made, and history would have been made if the Chiefs had won. So that was my stance.
Yeah,
in the whole thing.
It would have been cool.
Which, by the way, history is not on Kansas City's side this year because only.
Oh, stop it!
I'm only saying this because I found this out. I wanted to figure this out. Only 3 teams in the history of NFL have lost the Super Bowl and have gone on to win it the next year. Dallas in Super Bowl 6, Miami in Super Bowl 7, and then the Patriots not too long ago after they lost to the Eagles but beat the Rams the following year. Those are the only 3 teams that have won a Super Bowl following a Super Bowl loss.
Alan, what have we done? History is meant to be broken.
Hey, I was going to say that could be the history we see this year. No, not many people have.
I mean, we already broke the 3-peat streak of actually going to the Super Bowl, so might as well break another streak while we're at it.
Buffalo's gone 4 times in a row, but lost all 4. So
Scott seems like a Jets fan.
I am not a Jets fan. I live in New England.
He is the exact opposite of a Jets fan. He's a Patriots.
I hate the Jets. Let me put it to you this way: as soon as that game was over, Super Bowl 2026 odds came out. I put some money on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I think they'll be back this coming year.
I don't know, guys. That's a long time away.
It's too early. It's a long
time for me.
That's one of the bets.
We got combine next week. We still got to do combine. So,
the underwear Olympics.
You mean the combine where half the top tier quarterbacks aren't going to be there?
Hey, that's what we say, top tier for a reason, right? Until they get drafted, and then they go bottom tier. So, all right, guys, we got a slate. We got some games going on currently up in the NCAA men's world here, where we had some ups and downs. It's just what it is. The biggest game right now is the UConn St. John's game. I wouldn't have bet this game anyways. I'm not interested with these kind of close games, but right now UConn's up 11-8 on St. John's at St. John's. Any thoughts on these 11 o'clock games at the moment for you guys?
Not really. I didn't see anything that would attract me to bet it. So UConn's probably going to win the game based on revenge factor. They need to win the game. St. John's doesn't need it as badly. The only benefit to them, they probably will win the Big East with the win. So other than that, that's not the reason why I'm going to put a bet down on it. And I didn't. I'm with you, Tanner. I didn't even look at it. So
didn't even look at it. So, well, guys, we do have it's a decent slate. It's not a big slate, but it's a decent slate. What games do we want to touch base here on today? Because we only got college basketball till 5 p.m. today. So
my boys back.
There's no late Hawaii game today.
No, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Central is the last start of your NCAA men.
All right, thank you.
My boy is back.
You got Youngstown State minus 14.5 against nobody you right now. So
lock it in. Youngstown State minus 14.5. Green Bay got their win. Totally happy in the league, in the Horizon League.
If we keep betting it, eventually Green Bay is not going to cover again. Then they're going to go back to what they were doing, right?
Yep.
They've covered the last 3 on us. So Green Bay has to go backwards.
So this is the last week of the Horizon for number 1. I looked at the league schedule. They're done next Saturday. Youngstown State's in 3rd place right now. They can get to a tie for 2nd, and I think they win the tiebreaker if they win today. So I'm picking Youngstown State to win. Youngstown State needs the game more than Green Bay does. Green Bay is stuck in last place. They're not getting out of it. So,
they're not getting out. Yeah.
Yeah. So Youngstown State is probably, would think they're going to win by 20. They're going to do everything they can to win this game, because they may see Green Bay in the first round of the conference tournament, which would be a great thing for them. So, so I'm locking in Youngstown State minus 14.5. I got it at 13.5 earlier before it changed. So
no, that's fair. I like that. I like that there. I mean, they're always worth the bet there.
Yeah.
I mean, we do got some good games though. If we're talking about some of these smaller schools, Quinnipiac and Manhattan going at it today. We got
Cleveland State's getting plus 2.5.
Who?
On the Cleveland State's getting plus 2.5 today on the road in Oakland.
At Oakland,
kind of surprising.
Well, Cleveland State's they've been on a struggle bus as of late too.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have.
Oakland is to bet.
Oakland has a veteran coach. He's been there for 40 years. So he knows how to get ready for conference tournament, NCAA tournament. So Oakland's dangerous today as a 2.5 point favorite. They could win the game by 7 or 8. So I didn't even bet that game based on that factor. And Cleveland, as you said, Cleveland State's been struggling a little bit here lately. So
they have not been pretty to the bankroll. I tell you that.
No. So I stayed away from it. Cleveland State needs to prove it to me.
I mean, we got Milwaukee, Robert Morris going at it today. Riders, Mount St. Mary's, UTSA, and East Carolina. There's Tulane, Wichita State, Xavier, Seton Hall. Like there's some actual decent games in this slate today. Your big games: Purdue and Indiana, Ohio State, UCLA, Georgetown, Creighton, and here you go, Drake and Northern Iowa. That's a game.
So 2 games that I took, and I'm locking it in. Robert Morris minus 2.5. They're 11-4 against the spread at home. So they're a really good home team, and they're playing at home today. So that attracts me to take Robert Morris because they're really good at home. 11 out of 15, they've beaten the spread. And then Northern Iowa is 11-3 against the spread at home against a good Drake team. And Northern Iowa is not bad either. They're really good too. So I took those 2. And the last one that I'm going to lock in is Central Florida minus 3.5. Utah on the road is 1-6 against the spread this year. They are not a good road team, and they have to basically go across the country to play Central Florida today.
Yes.
I don't like that spot for Utah. I think Central Florida could win by double digits today. So those are the games that I'm locking in for today. I'm on small schools today. I'm not touching the biggest.
I'm normally on small schools, especially through the week. I don't normally bet the big games unless I see something nice and juicy.
Right.
But that's what I generally bet. It's these guys like you and I and Youngstown and all these guys. So that's kind of where I guess I'm in a similar position here. I want to look at that total for Quinnipiac and Manhattan. I think that could be an interesting total game right there. 156.5, which is a lot for this. Maybe we can hear that's actually worth an over. I don't know what are you thinking, Alan? What's your thought process on today's games for college basketball? Anything you like?
Well, I mean, we talked about it earlier. I know it's kind of risky at this point because they've been good at covering the spread lately, but I'll take that. I'll take that 14.5 for Youngstown State over Green Bay. And then another one I'm kind of looking at is Siena minus 11.5 at home today. I can't even pronounce that school's name. They're 2-24 right now. But Siena minus 11.5, I like that a lot.
Yeah,
and then
Canisius, I think it is, or something like that.
Canisius.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
I wonder
those 2 I'll probably those 2 I'm gonna lock in, and then my third one, you know what? Just because I feel like they've shown up here recently, I'll go Kansas State as well.
They need a bounce back.
Kansas State at home -6.5.
They need a bounce back, man.
The game, the only total I looked at today, and I didn't bet it, is Temple, Florida Atlantic, 162.5. Temple's been scoring. Florida Atlantic can score. 162.5 is a lot, though. I didn't take it. I mean, Alabama, Kentucky just barely missed the total last night in the
the 179. Yeah, on that one.
So my fear is that they fall barely short of that 162.5. You could put it in a parlay and knock it down a little bit, and it won't cost you a lot. But I don't want to put it in a parlay. I just don't.
See, in my thing too, like we talk about totals, like that 143.5 for Tulane and Wichita State. We saw Wichita State and Memphis go at it. Like I think that's going to be a similar fashion where that thing goes over. Yeah. I think they're well into the 80s. Both teams are by the time that thing ends.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Cleveland State, I looked at the under. Northern Iowa, Drake's going to be a rock fight. I took the side.
I like that. Look, the game for me, the Ohio State UCLA games intrigues me. And no, I'm not going to Ohio State. I'm leaning towards that UCLA line at -6.5. It's under 7 for one. I love that. I love the fact that it's not double digits for a team having to go all the way across country to UCLA. And we've seen UCLA play really good, but also blow a couple leads time to time on those short games. So I think that's the game. If I had to cover, if I'm throwing some decent money on, it's probably closer to UCLA on that one, and it might even be more of a live bet fashion of see how the first 5 go, and go from there. You know,
I think UCLA is the side because Mick Cronin basically threw his team under the bus after the Minnesota game last game. He didn't come out and specifically say any names, but he said, I guess we didn't go over and practice how to defend certain things. I guess we did. So he's basically throwing. So I think you're going to get the best UCLA team today. And if they lose another game to Ohio State, they're going to have major problems making the tournament. So
that's the only thing they're coming off that. And I'm like, man, like that's what's holding me back a little bit. But I'll have to look deeper into it. What do you guys think on this Georgetown Creighton? It's -13.5 for Creighton right now at Creighton.
Didn't Creighton
we've seen Georgetown do some stuff as of late. They've looked a lot better. I tell you what, a lot better from the first couple months that they started.
So the thing with Creighton is their big name player Cal Brunner is dealing with an ankle injury. He's gonna try to play today. I don't know how successful he's going to be. 12.5 is a lot of points. That's a lot of points. If Kalkbrenner, even though it's at Creighton, I get that. Kalkbrenner, if he doesn't play more than 10 minutes, I don't know how Creighton's going to score a ton of points. I think Creighton's going to be in the 60s, which means all Georgetown has to get is 58, 50, 55. I think that's doable. I stayed away from it based on the uncertainty. It's more of a live in-game for me, I think, based on how Creighton starts, how Kalkbrenner, if he starts, how he plays. Because if he comes out, that ankle is just gonna either swell up or give him a greater deal of pain. So I'm gonna live in game it, I think, if I'm gonna do anything with it.
Can Purdue afford another loss, guys? They're at Indiana. No. Indiana's played a lot better as of recent. They've been a lot tougher to actually beat. Like who has? I'd imagine right now probably more pressure off of Purdue than it is Indiana today. At -4.5, right? 4.5. Yeah,
4.5.
Yeah, 4.5. Yeah.
Indiana's not even close to being in the NCAA tournament, so there's no pressure on them to lose or win today. They're not in anyway, so Correct. If they lose, they weren't in to begin with. But if they win, that's a building resume win. Purdue cannot lose today. They gotta do everything they can to win. So
basically, looking at what I've seen, because I'm looking at the bracketology right now, Indiana's not in the first 4 out, but they're in that next 4 group. Okay. So if they beat Purdue today, they could possibly be in one of the last 4 in categories or close to it. They could sneak back in there.
What killed Indiana was Arkansas beating Missouri last night. That really put a wrench into Indiana's plans of getting in, because now Arkansas went from last 4 in to now safely in as of right now. So Indiana has to win the game today to have any shot, but if they lose, it's not like they were in anyway. So
I was going to say also Oklahoma beating Mississippi State too didn't help.
That was another one too,
because Oklahoma was the last team out as of this week. That went over Mississippi State. Basically, put Oklahoma in right now. So
did you get a little word there towards the end there as that score kept creeping closer and closer? Because you were up by like 14.
It was like a double. It was like a 15, 20-point lead. I was like, oh, this will be easy. And then by the time it got to an end, it was like 2. Oh, by the way, it's a 2-point game. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, it's like you sent the text to us, and it was like, yeah, you were up like 15 or 20 points. And then I just keep looking up because I'm with the buffoons and I'm looking at the TV. I'm like, hey, that team's within 4 now.
You mentioned Creighton earlier. Right now, they're listed as, I believe, either an 8 or a 9 seed. So they're not totally safe just yet.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they'll make the tournament, right? They'll make the field.
They should be. They got a lot of good wins on their resume.
That should be an easy field for them, like to get in. But what seed and where you're going to go is a different thing.
Texas winning last night basically secured their spot.
Yeah, which we knew
they were one of the last 4 buys. Arkansas, you mentioned them winning was good for there. Vanderbilt was in that last 4 in category, and then you had VCU and Wake Forest in that last 4 in.
Yeah, so to me today's big for Creighton, big for Purdue, because Creighton doesn't want to slip to a 10 seed or 11 seed because then they're risking the play in. So I think Creighton wins the game. I just 12.5 is just way too much. Purdue, same thing. Purdue wins the game, but it could be close. It could be close. One of those games that you're cashing, and then all of a sudden Indiana makes a run at the end, and you're not cashing. So
like they did in the UCLA game.
UCLA, I think UCLA just destroys Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State's due for one of those. What the heck just happened? They're due for one of those games, and I think today could be one of those games. You got to travel across the country to UCLA, who's mad. I think UCLA wins by 10. So
I'll tell you who's probably the most upset after last night is probably Pitt after their loss to Notre Dame, because they were not one of the first 4 out. They were part of the first 8 out there. I believe they were like 5th or 6th team out. That loss to Notre Dame yesterday kind of put them almost all the way out at this point.
Yeah, I had them out anyway. I didn't have them in.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. I'm just not impressed by Pitt. They're not good. They're not a good team. So,
you know what's wild, guys, is I was looking ahead just to see what we got coming up this week. That very possibly Monday night, KU goes into Colorado, and we could see an unranked Kansas Jayhawks team for the first time in my life I can think of.
Do we think that Oklahoma State big win that keeps the top 25? Or
I think the BYU destroyed puts them out. I think it puts them out. I don't think the Oklahoma State saved them at all.
Yeah, they're 23 in the 20 AP, and they're 25th in the coaches poll.
I think we get kicked out of the top 25. But we got Colorado Monday, so we got to figure life out. I was looking ahead, just a quick note here of games, but Michigan at Nebraska tomorrow, Houston at Texas Tech. That should be a good one there.
That's gonna be interesting.
If it's double digits, I'm on Texas Tech. If it's on doubles, I'm on Texas Tech. Just like I was on Iowa State yesterday. I didn't think Iowa State was going to get blown out. They didn't. So
yeah, Tuesday has some hell of a matchups too. If we look here, where is it here? Tennessee, LSU, Mississippi State at Alabama.
That's
You know, a hot team like Mississippi State, they might give them some trouble on that one. Michigan State at Maryland, Vandy at Texas A&M, Notre Dame at Clemson. Oh, hello, money line. Should be able to get there. Ole Miss at Auburn on Wednesday. Kentucky at Oklahoma on Wednesday. St. John's at Butler.
That'll be interesting.
That's going to be interesting. Thursday just has Rutgers and Michigan, really. Friday, another betting opportunity. UCLA at Purdue before we enter the weekend. So as top 25 games to look at.
This is basically the last week of conference play, right? Before we head into the tournaments.
Essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, because March starts next week. So
March starts on our next show on Saturday. So we got a big Saturday slate. And then Sunday, Monday. Oh yeah, there it is. The final game for KU is on Monday, and we're at Houston for that one. So it looks like I'm seeing how far I can go. So we got one more full weekend, and then the 10th. The 10th is when tournaments begin.
Small schools tournaments start next week. Yeah. March 1st is the last day for the smaller conferences, and then their tournaments start. And the bigger conferences like Big 12, SEC, Big East, all those Power Fives go another week while those small tournaments are going, and then they start.
Yeah, our last game is the 8th, so a couple weeks from now we play. I believe that's our Texas game in Austin. So
Selection Sunday's March 16th, and then the tournament starts March 18th. The first four playing. So it's going to be really interesting. Like, you're going to have Auburn, Alabama's playing again. You're going to have Michigan State's playing. Michigan State's playing a couple of really good games down the stretch here. Wisconsin's got an easy schedule down the stretch. So you're gonna have some really good games at the back end of the schedule, conference schedule. So
maybe something we cover next Saturday too. We'll start looking at bubble potential issues for teams, and we start covering those teams a little closer. Yeah. Desperation mode kicks into effect. So
I will say this though.
Hey, we helped ourselves yesterday, so I'm happy about that.
Auburn has struggled since the Alabama game a little bit. Their offense has not been as good as it has been before that game. So keep that in mind. They only beat Georgia by like 12 or something. It was close until
that was a little too close for my comfort against that Georgia team. I thought they were going to beat them by like 30 almost.
No, they have struggled lately. They haven't played well at all on offense. So
no, they haven't.
They need to find it. But their defense is great. The lockdown defense.
So, guys, let's keep it moving here. Let's try to be done within an hour today. So,
never mind. Texas didn't win yesterday. They got beat by South Carolina.
They
did by South Carolina. They got
I
crushed by South Carolina yesterday.
Remember what I said yesterday? Cow. South Carolina is going to get somebody, and they got Texas last night. So.
Yep.
Oh wow, that you basically just flipped Texas and Oklahoma. Then if you did that, you lose to the worst team in the SEC as far as beating a top.
So what I got for locks for today's NCAA slate from you guys, I got Robert Morris -2.5, UNI -1.5, and UCF -3.5 for Scott. Right?
Yep.
And then Youngstown State -14.5. Is that right? Yeah. Youngstown K-State -6.5. And there was I miss one.
Yeah. Let's see if I can try to find it here. Siena -11.5.
Yeah, Siena -11.5. That's right.
Got it. And then you can find my locks here shortly. I don't know. I'm in debate between a few games here. Scott, since Army, got destroyed by American on Wednesday, and then they came back and won in the second half, I dropped $3 on +1,000 for Army to come back from Bucknell. Hey, if they're gonna pull this move, let's just see what the second half collapse continue or not. So $3. Here you go.
Worth the shot.
$33. I'll add it in.
Worth the shot. Worth the shot.
I don't know. I don't know my games. I got games later on. Like I said, I'm looking at right now. I'm really looking at this Memphis game. It starts at 1, so we got an hour there. I was looking at Tulane, Wichita State, UAB. I love the unstamped bets, but I won't pick that. Yeah, there's a good handful that start about 1 o'clock hour. So if you guys tune in, follow this tag right here, go to X. It'll be posted there shortly after the show. So don't worry, I'll finalize it pretty quick. I got this handful of games. I'm not sure which ones I want to lock it in for you guys. So in that range. So we'll keep it going. Let's talk a little NBA action here. None of my player props hit yesterday, which is weird, but I had my 2 big props, right, were Draisaitl for hockey. He had 2 shots on a 2.5 goal deal. I mean, that's just what happens, I guess, in it. And then Christian Braun didn't hit us 20.5, which is surprising considering that the Denver and Lakers went well into the hundreds in that standpoint. But we got a decent slate today as well. You know, you go all the way 8:40 is your last game with the Thunder and Minnesota today, but we got some interesting matchups here. Not a ton of high lines. Your highest line right now is Washington and Orlando. Orlando minus 13 favorites, all the way down to the Spurs and Pelicans, where the Pelicans are minus 2. So, what are we interested here in for NBA matchups today?
I have one side and 2 props. Washington plus 13. I'm taking it. Orlando has not been good lately. I think Washington can keep it close with them. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they can keep it close. So I'm taking Washington plus 13 as a lock. And then my 2 props are a same game parlay because DraftKings is offering a no sweat. So I did Derek White over 2.5 threes and Jason Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. This is a highly important game for the Celtics Knicks in the division. It's close. So I took and I bet him single too. So Derek White over 2.5 threes, Jason Tatum over 7.5 rebounds, and those are locks.
Okay.
Yeah, I did both ways. I did.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I did the no sweat, combine them both because you got to combine them both in the same game parlay.
Yeah,
which is plus like 170, which is great if it hits. If it doesn't hit, I got a free bet. And then I think Washington's played a little bit better lately. I think they can keep it close. So
here's an interesting stat here. Orlando Magic are 22-11 against the spread in their last 33 games at home.
It's interesting.
So they do cover. It looks like they've had a trouble as of late. They really have. So like the last 10. So if I look at the last 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they haven't covered 5 games. So they're 50% in the last 10, technically. And they have. It's kind of fallen off in a little bit since around the All-Star break. So
it just seems to me that the bottom feeder teams, like we talked about Portland, Charlotte. Portland destroyed Charlotte last night. I mean, or the other night by 50. It just seems like the NBA's become a much more games are closer now than they have been at the beginning of the season. So
and Washington still being, I mean, they got all the new players too. So they haven't looked bad since the trades happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we're still able to get the lines that are at the, where they're at now. So
right. And one tip I'll give 76ers. I'm fading the 76ers every chance I get. They're clearly tanking the season right now to keep that draft pick. So when I can fade them, I'm fading them.
Another game I've been hearing a lot about is the Dallas Golden State game. A lot of people love what Golden State's doing with Jimmy B now. -9 is currently their line, but a lot of players, people are going that player props route with Jimmy B and just grabbing some stuff there and Steph. So,
yeah, Dallas doesn't have a big. Do they have any bigs left? They're all injured.
Not really.
So Golden State will probably win the game. 9's a lot though. to ask. Is it 9? Did you say
9? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Kyrie could go berserk today and keep it close for them. So, but Jimmy Butler, I like his rebounds. I might play his rebounds. It's not a lock it in, but it's a lean right now. So,
what are we thinking, Alan? What are we thinking on the NBA front today? We got Cleveland, Memphis. You got that. You got the game at the end of the night. That's there.
I'm actually money line parlay that money line parlay of Cleveland OKC, because I think Cleveland's 26-4 at home. They've been dominant at home, and the Thunder, even though Minnesota's been one of those teams that kind of gives them fits, they're 19-7 on the road. So I like both of those teams tonight. OKC's on fire. They're at full strength finally. Cleveland's not getting enough respect, I don't think, because all the talk in the media has been Boston, New York, all this other stuff.
Why wouldn't it be Boston?
It's Cleveland's the best team in the East. They may even be the best team in the NBA right now. So
I disagree with that.
I'll go double money line parlay with Cleveland and OKC today.
Here's what I'll say about the East. Cleveland just destroyed the Knicks. Great. Okay? Boston's starting to get their stuff together. They've been playing really well. They've won 7 of their last 8. They're starting to come together. So, Cleveland, beware. The Celtics are starting to care about games here. So, I think the Celtics will beat the Knicks today. 9's a lot, 8.5. But Boston is starting to look like the team they were last year. But Cleveland's got a cushion right now, so the Celtics have a lot of work to do to make it up. I like your parlay, Cleveland and Thunder. I think the Thunder need to start playing well, headed down the stretch here. They've struggled just a little. Play well, and Minnesota's a good young team too.
Even on nights they struggle, when other guys step up, guys like J-Dub or Chet step up when Shea has off nights, they still win by like 8, 9, even sometimes double digits. Yeah. So even if Shea has a bad night or one guy has a bad night, they have enough talent and enough depth now, which they didn't have last year, to make up for that.
But anybody that's got a Cleveland Cavaliers Eastern Conference winner in their pocket, be very wary. The Celtics and the Knicks are starting to play better. So it's going to be a stretch.
I kind of gave my early predictions on the Friday night show. I'll tell you that much. So
yeah,
but
I'm sure a certain someone was not very happy about not picking. Bobby G keeps receipts, right, Taylor?
Oh, I know he does. We talk about it every Cleveland Brown season, and they don't get cashed. So let's wait till they get cashed, and then we'll go from there. Look at the battle of the barrel, bottom of the barrel here. The Suns and Raptors are going at it today. That might be an opportunity just for more player props than anything. The Suns are only favored by -1.5. They're at Toronto. Toronto's plus 105 money line. I'm tempted to just hit that because the Suns stink. They are awful. Awful.
I'm taking Toronto. Toronto at home.
Not, right?
Good team. Is there a good team at home? They've been playing better lately. And the Suns just are a mess. It's just a complete mess.
Why not? I'd say that's my thing. It's like, why not? Yeah. Why would we not? So, but yeah, no, that's kind of that. What we got there. So let's do a little locks here. So we got right now Washington plus 13 for Scott. We also have D White over 2.5 threes, and we have Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. Anything else you want to lock in with the NBA?
Me, no. Me, I'm upset.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Oh, Alan, actually, let's do Toronto money line lock in as well.
Oh, look at that.
Let's throw that in as well.
Boom. Toronto money line.
Yeah, I had a good day yesterday, so I can afford a little bit here.
Alan, you get a parlay of Cleveland, Oklahoma money line right now. Anything else you want to add in?
Nope. Oh no. Actually, I'll go Milwaukee minus 5.5.
Oh, okay.
I'll go Milwaukee minus 5.5.
Alan, can I give two words to you?
Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers. Yes.
It's Miami. I'm not sold on Miami anymore. I'm sorry.
Spoelstra's a much better coach than Doc Rivers.
He is. I'm not lying there.
Plus, I think Miami's playing better without the Jimmy Butler junk going on around them. So I think Miami can win that game.
We'll go. Yeah. Oops, I didn't put that in yet. Bucks. Sorry, you said Bucks.
Minus.
No, you said Miami. My bad.
Yeah.
God dang, where did you go?
Yeah, Bucks minus 5.5.
Bucks minus 5.5. Okay. Boom, got it. And I'm gonna go Golden State minus 9. This Memphis game's pretty interesting there. But I think I'm gonna go. Pellies are at home. I like the Pellies at home. You know what? We're gonna go Pistons minus 3, and then we'll go Pellies minus 2. That should wrap us up there for our locks here for the NBA. So keep an eye out too. If you like I said, I'll have some more props here, most likely here shortly after the show ends. Next up, let's pop into a little bit of NHL. Hey, it was an interesting day for NHL. Another massive slate today. But what are we thinking? What are we thinking today? Is there anything tempting enough for you guys to throw some little money on? Because I think it's going to be based off who's goalie or not. Like Edmonton, right off the bat, Washington starting to here in 20 minutes. After Edmonton's, I believe they won yesterday.
No, they lost 6-3.
That's what it was.
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, what's up with that? I
don't know, but I'm going back to the well. McDavid over 2.5 shots on goal is a lot for me. That seems like pretty easy money. After they lost yesterday, he's not going to be happy. And I'm going Edmonton. McDavid over 2.5 shots. These are locks. Edmonton money line. Dallas Stars are playing the Islanders tonight. Dallas money line.
After Edmonton money line, what was it?
Dallas money line. Dallas Stars.
Gotcha.
They're playing the Islanders. They gotta stay in the Western Conference race here. So I think they win against the Islanders.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm going back to Draisaitl over 2.5 on this one. On that one, I'll probably even do a nice little. I'll probably do McDavid over 2.5 as well with you on that. I don't see them doing that again.
McDavid had 2 shots yesterday, and the Oilers did not look good. So I think that McDavid's going to shoot the puck as much as he can today. And I think Edmonton wins the game based on that. And Draisaitl too. I think the 2 stars at Edmonton carry them today. So
I'd have to agree on that. Draisaitl scored yesterday, but only had the 2 shots on goal. So and Ovechkin can Ovechkin get another goal today? That's the thing too. Coming off facing a back-to-back day for Edmonton, so that's something to watch there. Alan, do you have anything big for NHL right now?
2 Canadian money lines here. Got Toronto Maple Leafs over Chicago and Calgary over San Jose. Both money lines. So Calgary and Toronto.
Well, the Toronto one's easy. Chicago's still rebuilding on their 10-year rebuild.
That's right.
It's the process. It's the hockey version of the process, don't you know?
It's just 10 years every year for Chicago.
That's right. Yeah, you gotta still in the middle of the 10-year rebuild. So
yep.
I like that. I don't mind those picks. I don't mind any of that. I know, like I said, we're just now getting back into the swing here. I'd even lean towards that Rangers puck line today over Pittsburgh. I'm not.
Yeah.
I still don't think Pittsburgh's that good, but that's what do I know there. So we're gonna lock those in here.
Plus, Crosby was on the Canadian Four Nations team, so I'm not sure he's back yet to 100%.
Right.
So
Right. I don't think we'll really find out till closer. So
yeah.
Cool. Any other bets, guys? Are we looking at college baseball today?
Yes, we are. College baseball and women's NCAA basketball.
Okay.
So
I forgot to see women's. I can't believe I did that.
College baseball. I'll give you college baseball. I don't know if Alan put the kibosh in LSU yesterday.
That is not my fault. That is not my fault. I don't want to hear it from him.
We're going to go Oregon State, Virginia, moneyline parlay. And Vanderbilt, Mississippi State parlay.
What was the second parlay?
Second parlay was Vanderbilt, Mississippi State.
Got it.
2-0 on the baseball parlays yesterday for me, so I'm very happy with that. Very happy.
I would have been had LSU not fucked up.
Goddamn LSU! I swear to God.
Goddamn LSU! Jonathan,
who the heck is the fan of LSU on this platform?
Jonathan's gonna hear it Wednesday night.
Come on. Oh yeah, you will.
And if a certain other team doesn't do well, somebody else is gonna hear it Tuesday night because my team parlay is gonna be Tennessee, North Carolina.
Oh, he's on to Tennessee now.
Hey, you got two guys on that one. You know, Jay's
the other one.
And that could be a dandy one for you.
You could have a long week this week, Alan.
Yeah. I'll be yelling at Sam if Tennessee loses. Be like, what did I do? It's like, guess what? Tanner said you had to start watching baseball and they lost, so it's your fault, Sam.
It's your fault in the end. Still don't know where the hell that came from, but whatever. What do you guys got for women's college today?
So I got three. I got South Carolina minus 16.5. These are all locks. I got Tennessee minus 14.5, and I got Notre Dame minus 6.5. All three of those.
What was the last one after Tennessee?
Notre Dame minus 6.5. Number one team in the country, so I'm going to that.
They're down by 4 right now. Right now.
Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. UConn's always down early in the game, and they come back and win by 40. So I'm not. Notre Dame defensively is the best women's team in the country right now.
Let's see here. You can live bet it right now for minus 1.5. So, if you really wanted to, if Notre
Dame look out by 8, I'll be getting plus. So I don't. Notre Dame's not losing today. If they do, I'd be really surprised. So,
what you got? Anything, Alan?
I also have South Carolina minus 17.5. Or
I got it at 16.5.
16.5, 17, whatever it was.
Yeah. As soon as it came out.
I'm also gonna say pick UCLA minus 8.5. I don't know why they're only getting 8.5, but go that route too. And then the last one is kind of a homer pick, but I don't care. Oklahoma minus 19.5.
Who's Arkansas?
Iowa. At Iowa.
That's why. That's at Iowa. That's why they're only getting 8. They're giving 8.5 rather. Mm-hmm. USC went in there a lot. Yeah.
Oklahoma minus 19.5 because they're playing a terrible Arkansas team. So I like that one.
I like it. I'm gonna just drop one for you guys. We're gonna go UNC money line. So they're at Louisville today. I kind of featured them on the Friday night show. I think they've been a nice little team, consistent enough to win and just grind through. So I think today would be a nice little victory for them. So that'd be my one big one on a team. So I don't mind it, guys. I know we got some NASCAR here today going as well. The Ambetter Health 400. I'm seeing if I got the text that I was hoping for. NASCAR picks. Come on, Mike. I guess I'll drop those as well.
I'm out of NASCAR.
Once I get them. I like. I usually aim for the top 10. So, last time I went Bell, and I might go Bell again, but I don't know yet. I don't know. Byron's, who won last week, it's -140. So who knows? I'll drop them on my Twitter. So follow that tag on X, and I'll make sure it's dropped. So anything else, guys? Anything else we're throwing out there for the day?
I got one more. One more. Horse racing.
Oh, Jesus.
Horse racing.
Seriously, we're coming to the Kentucky Derby. I love the Derby.
Horse racing. LSU over Oklahoma.
LSU over Oklahoma horse races. Aqueduct race 4. Bold Endeavor. $2 win place. That's my one. So it's not a lock it in, but it's a pick that I've already put in. So Kentucky Derby's coming. I love Kentucky Derby. I love Belmont Stakes. I love all that stuff.
It's true.
So
it is coming.
I will have, not only will I have Masters golf picks, but Kentucky Derby picks as well. So, and I'm usually really good on Kentucky Derby. It's a 21 horse field, and usually I can pick out 2 or 3 horses that I like a lot. So that'll be coming.
You got anything for the Mexico Open today?
Smalley to win.
Smalley, yeah, currently 4th at -1.
Yeah, Smalley to win. He's been playing solid golf. The other guys have been a little bit up and down, 2nd, 3rd round. So I just put a little bit on it, like $3 on it. I didn't put a lot on it. If it comes in, it comes in great. If not, $3 is not a ton. So
yeah, I'll drop $3 with you. Plus 900 right now.
So what I'll do is probably, to get warmed up for the Masters, I'll probably every Saturday have a matchup pick going forward, a matchup for each tournament on Saturday and Sunday.
Got you.
So that'll help out. That'll probably help out. So I know people out there.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So I'll do that too. Where college basketball's winding down here. So.
Right. Yeah. As we get closer to the 10th, guys, tournament time starts and less games are happening now. So let's enjoy it now. Let's enjoy what we got, small schools especially, and then before we know it, the end of March comes and we're betting baseball.
Heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Heavily. No, well, not pro baseball heavily, but college baseball heavily, yes.
I like it.
Pro baseball last year was just kind of you didn't know what you were getting into.
Bottle of whiskey and a revolver.
Baseball in general.
Whiskey.
Bottle of whiskey and a revolver to bet baseball.
1-800 bets off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting out of here. I'll make sure you follow us here on X here, SJCobe1, A_30, and at 10124889. We'll be back next Saturday here as we get ready for another big weekend. Hopefully, enjoy your bets during the week. Be profitable. Have fun. Catch you guys later. We'll see you.
Bye.